The policeman looked at me and said, and looked at the car and said, "You don't know how lucky you are."
The paramedics, when they came, said that they expected to take somebody away in a bag.
And without the airbag, I don't think I'd be here.
Airbags are appearing in millions of automobiles sold in America today. And for a very good reason. No other single safety mechanism promises to reduce deaths and injuries as much. In fact, studies indicate that airbags in all cars could cut front seat fatalities up to 45%, and a combination of airbags and seatbelts up to 55%. State Farm claims experience shows that fractures, dislocations, and concussions are virtually non-existent in crashes of airbag-equipped cars. This is in sharp contrast to similar crashes involving belted occupants in vehicles without airbags, who tend to suffer facial injuries, rib fractures, chipped teeth, vertebrae injuries, and concussions. This is not to say that safety belts are not effective. At low and moderate speeds, safety belts can keep people from hitting the steering wheel, dashboard, or windshield. While State Farm continues to support the use of safety belts, they aren't the complete answer. In crashes at higher speeds, people wearing belts can still sustain serious face and head injuries. Airbags used with, not instead of, safety belts will prevent many of these.
Because of the fact that I had my seatbelt on and the fact that the airbag was there, I think attributed to, my not being hurt at all.
If the airbag had not been in this car, and with me not having fastened the seatbelt, I feel like I would have been killed or seriously injured. The other driver was killed instantly. The airbag cushioned the impact so well that I really didn't feel it.
Karen was in the middle. She didn't have a seatbelt on even, and I think that both airbags came out probably equally and held her back. She ended up breaking her thumb, which is a miracle in itself, because I think she would have gone through the windshield. I'm almost positive.
Airbags are stored out of sight in the steering wheel, and if there's a passenger bag, in the dashboard. When a crash occurs, sensors located in the front of the car signal the bag to inflate. Almost instantly, the occupant is cushioned by a pillow filled with air. Then the bag begins deflating to further the cushioning effect. And it all takes less than a second.
It happens so quickly, so fast, that by the time you're aware that it's open, it's already deflated.
The airbags came out so fast. What they do is the feeling that I got from them is that they come out and they come up like this and then just hold your whole body back as tight as they can, and then it's over with, just like that.
I have no sensation of the bag in my face or chest. I have no sensation of the airbag even working or coming out or anything about it.
Few safety systems have been tested as thoroughly as airbags.
People naturally have questions and concerns about how airbags work. Will they inflate with just a minor impact? If they do, will I be able to keep control of the car? At the Institute, we've been studying and testing airbags for over 20 years, and our tests have convinced us that airbags will not inflate in minor fender benders or when cars go over bumps or potholes. And even if airbags were to inflate unexpectedly, drivers can still maintain control of their cars. While no safety system can prevent all crash injuries, our conclusion is that airbags and safety belts together are the best life-saving and injury prevention combination we can get. It's because we're convinced of the life-saving potential of airbags that the Institute and its member companies like State Farm have campaigned for more than 20 years in the marketplace and in Washington, D.C. to get airbags in all cars. We're making progress, Today, millions of cars have airbags, and as a result, many lives are being saved.
Dramatic testimony to airbag effectiveness came from this collision of two cars traveling at highway speed.
I was on my way home, and right before the Rappahannock River Bridge, she crossed over into my lane and then hit me. I was going 55, so was she, and knocked my car backwards up onto this guardrail, and it just kind of hung there. I had like 36 broken bones. It seemed like everything around the airbag was almost broke. It was broken. My femur was broken in 26 places. It was actually crushed in half. And I have had no noticeable head injuries and no chest injuries, which is what usually in that type of crash kills you. The crash was severe enough to where the driver of the other car was killed. And the only reason that I'm not dead or have, you know, noticeable head or chest injuries is that I had an airbag.
A few cars do have airbags for front seat passengers as well as drivers.
I feel really fortunate that we had the airbag. I'm sorry we only had one airbag. Some of the newer cars have them on both sides now. I really regret that ours didn't. It would have saved my wife's injuries, I believe.
And I think right now when cars are starting to come out with driver's side airbags, and that the big push maybe should be, you know, not just to follow the rule and go to the driver's side only, but to go to the passenger side too. And, you know, I mean, I would feel very devastated if I was driving a car and I was going along and I had my family in that vehicle and someone else next to me and I had an airbag and they didn't, and I survived and they didn't. And I just think that that would be, you know, very, very, very traumatic. And I just think that to put one on one side and not the other, there's no real excuse for it. It ought to be on both sides.
State Farm studies show airbags to be cost-effective when compared to the cost of severe injuries, such as intensive care and other medical costs. And controlling the cost of such accidents helps us control the cost of insurance. But it's because airbags keep people alive in serious crashes that they're worth any price.
I think the airbag's worth much more than what it costs because of the fact that you can't put a value on your face, your chest, your arms.
If an airbag is $500, I guarantee you a night's stay in a hospital with a complete workup and battery of tests and x-rays, et cetera, it's got to be $2,500 worth of work. So you're already ahead $2,000.
If people really feel in their minds that those bags are necessary and they buy that car, the peace of mind knowing that they can drive around safely and not worry about it is worth it right there.
If you were ever in a head-on collision, it would more than ever pay for itself.
At State Farm, we've always been aggressive about speaking out and supporting the things we believe in. And State Farm believes in airbags. We've translated this belief in airbags into action. Not only have we urged manufacturers to offer airbags, but we've offered them the benefit of our claims experience to assist them in the design. We've also supported legislative efforts to make airbags mandatory. As a matter of fact, it was State Farm that brought the landmark case on airbags before the Supreme Court that opened the way for airbags to be installed on American-made cars. And we practice what we preach. We're moving as quickly as possible to the point that every car in our company fleet will offer the safety of airbags. We've also offered monetary encouragement by offering discounts to State Farm customers who have airbags in their cars. And the story doesn't end there. State Farm is also a strong proponent of requiring passenger side airbags. And we're doing this for one very important reason. Airbags save lives.
I hope I never have another experience with it, but the one experience that I needed it worked.